सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome the media with my love and respects. Welcome all the dignitaries, especially Sri Vedandamji from the Viswa Hindu Parishad, head of Tamil Nadu, and all other religious, social, political personalities. Welcome you all with my love and respects. Dear devotees, disciples, samajis, my sannyasis and sannyasinis, and my people around the world who are here and who are watching through the live telecast, the web. I welcome you all with my love and blessings. Let me come to the subject straight away. First thing I want to tell you all, my beloved disciples, each moment, every moment, the way in which you guys are behaving and living is making me more and more and more proud of you all. You just stood. You just stood. I only said two words when this whole scandal broke out. Do not be violent. Be completely non-violent and compassionate, and do not be taken away by cyclone of sensationalism. I am so proud all of you did both. Guru Purnima is the day usually disciples give their gratitude to the Master. Today I am giving you all my gratitude for standing up so beautifully in a non-violent way with a complete compassion throughout this scandal and not being taken away in the cyclone of sensationalism. Just my secretary informed me, the devotees and disciples who are here and who are watching around the world, attending this program from around the world, is 3 times more than last year. Just before getting into the stage, my secretary has informed the people who are watching from around the world and who are physically present, all put together, 3 times more than last time. So you all stood just with these two words. Handle the whole thing with a lot of love and compassion, non-violence, and don't be taken away by the cyclone of sensationalism. I really feel just by fulfilling these two words and by being here, you all have given me what a disciple can give to the master. I am fulfilled. I am just fulfilled. And I wanted to tell you all, you have no more commitment towards the master. Whatever a master, a guru will expect from disciples, you all have fulfilled it much more than that. So just before accepting your gratitude, your love and your offerings, I give you all my gratitude and my love and whatever I brought to this world, it is all yours. The message I want to convey today is compassion, straight way to enlightenment. I can say, in a way, enlightenment, straight way to compassion. I feel compassion is ripe enlightenment. Just understand few satyas, very simple truths. The life is in front of you. When I say life, I mean whatever you experience and whatever you go through, whatever you live, and whatever happens and you do not want to live, try to avoid, all this put together is life. And you have something called the individual logic. The individual logic, we have various words to describe that individual logic. You can call it in a way mind, or the individual self. Any word you can use, but the logic with which you experience life, the system with which you approach life is what I am calling the individual logic, the mind which each one of you are carrying. The life is what is happening in front of you, what is happening to you. The individual logic is with which you are perceiving the life. You are perceiving whatever is happening. As long as the individual logic which you are having feels relaxed, settled with what you are perceiving, you call that happening as peace. Please understand. Whatever individual logic you carry and the happening, life around you, as long as they two meet and are in tune, you call that as peace. But till the individual logic expands to the level of life itself, peace is only peace. P-I-E-C-E. It is not P-E-A-C-E. I can give you this one example. It's almost like life is a hill or ocean in front of you. The individual logic you carry is matchstick. With this matchstick, you always try to measure the ocean in front of you. Sometime, unfortunately, when you think the job is too big, you stop seeing the whole ocean or the hill. You start seeing very small part and use this matchstick. You feel comfortable seeing only the small part with which you can measure with your matchstick. Life happening in front of your individual logic is what I am calling the ultimate happening. Happening. Continuously it is happening. The life is presenting itself in front of your individual logic. The ocean is opening in front of matchstick continuously. When the individual logic is frightened, resists, the life is considered as pain. Depression, suffering. You stop looking at the whole life and you select a small part which you can measure very comfortably with this matchstick, your individual logic. You just shrink. Resistance. Approaching the life with resistance just shrinks you. This is what the story of Akalya means in Ramayana. It's a beautiful story. Once Indra comes in the form of Ahalya, a Rishi Patni, wife of Rishi, in the form of Rishi Gautama, and he lives with her. They both live the life. Then suddenly the Rishi comes back and Ahalya was shocked. Then with whom she was sharing her life, her being, her body, her mind. Then she realized it is Indra in the form of Gautama. Of course, her trust towards the life was shaken. The life was presenting larger than the life size in front of Ahalya. Maybe the first sex scandal. She was so shocked. She just shrunk. The story says Gautama cursed her to be stone. I can be sure Gautama cannot curse. He's an enlightened being, a rishi. Maybe she herself shrunk herself to a very limited part of life. Almost she removed all the trust, joyful, expanding part of her life and just prisoned herself, shrunk herself. That is what the story says. She became stone. Means intense depression. Just shrinking, avoiding the life. Whenever the life presents itself in front of you, when the happening is happening, if your small logic, the matchstick, is shaken, if you are handling it with resistance, you shrink. Please understand, all the human beings who continuously shrink are moving towards hell. I can say, shrinking from life is straight way to hell. No, not even way. It is hell. Just shrinking from life, it is hell, nothing else. Please understand. Action, expression, creation is life. Action never puts you in hell, but your reaction when the life presents itself in front of you puts you in hell. That is why in the Vedic tradition, the god of creation, action, Brahma, is not that much worshipped, but the lord of reaction, Shiva, is the lord of destruction and rejuvenation. If your reaction is shrinking, Shiva is Yama, Kala for you. If your reaction is expanding every moment, Shiva is auspiciousness, causeless auspiciousness, the Lord of expansion and rejuvenation for you. When the happening is happening in front of you, means life is presenting larger than the life size. Whatever you know as life size, the life is presenting itself in front of you, means the unexpected events, unexpected happenings are happening in front of you. If you are sitting with resistance, violence, you will shrink. What Ahalya did, just became stone, created hell for herself. The second level approach, first level is animalistic, violent approach to the life, shrinking, saying just no, losing trust over everything and everybody. Most of us, when a crisis happens in the life, when the life comes to us larger than the life size, just lose trust over people, situations and life. That is what I call creating your own hell. Customized hell. Custom made hell. Tailor made hell. The second level approach, approaching with tolerance. Tolerating the crisis happening. I'll tolerate what can be done. Then it is not that by tolerance you are going to be out of the hell, but you will divert your attention from the hell. Inside the hell, you may try to have some entertainment. I know for sure enough of channels will be there to entertain you. Enough will be there. Just diverting your attention, not finding the solution, but diverting your attention. Buddha says in his Dhammapada, very beautiful story. A guy has fallen from a hill cliff, mountain cliff, and holding a root of a tree and hanging. Below, big river, and many crocodiles are just waiting for him. They may want to have a breakfast. And above, one tiger is just waiting for him. If he comes down for crocodiles, he is a breakfast. If he goes up for tiger, he will be breakfast. And he is hanging. Slowly the root is coming out. It is just sliding. To add the agony and pain, one rat has started biting the root and eating. In this situation, from nearby branch, from a honeycomb, few drops of honey has started dropping. This guy is opening his mouth and tasting that honey. This is what I call diverting your attention in the hell. The hell is there, but you just try to have some entertainment. No, let me have that. Diverting your attention. So whenever you have tolerance for happening, when I say happening, I mean life suddenly happening in front of you. Anything which you never expected happening in front of you. It can be anything. Accident, anything, some disease, or business loss, in various fields, various things, losing your job, or if you are in some big post, losing that post, losing the money. If you are a businessman, losing the money. If you are a social figure, losing the name and fame. If you are a Swami, suddenly a scandal. For everybody, life comes larger than itself and presents itself in front of you, where your logic cannot measure it, where your matchstick is too small. Just it is there in front of you. Everybody goes through this in their life. People who don't go through this in their life are living in graveyard. If you are alive and breathing, life happens to you as happening. When you are tolerating the happening, you just divert your attention from the happening. The third approach, acceptance. Accepting. When the life happens to you larger than itself, just accepting. All right, this is the way life is. What can be done? Nothing can be done. Just accepting. I can say this much better than tolerance. When you are accepting, suddenly you are out of hell, but not into heaven. You are just on the threshold. When a person accepts the life, suddenly his logic expands little more than the matchstick. Maybe it is expanded to the size of crowbar, from matchstick to crowbar. With acceptance, you avoid the suffering part, but still the corner of your being will be carrying the wound. You will just accept the wound also. The scar will be there. The pain itself may not be there, but the flavor of pain, the smell of pain will be there. Please understand. When happening happens in front of you, if you are resisting, constantly you will be shrinking. That is what? Hell. When a happening happens in front of you, tolerating. With tolerance, you will be just diverting your attention. I can say, choosing between different sufferings. I think this is little less suffering. Let me choose this. This is little less suffering. Let me choose this. Choosing between sufferings is tolerance. With acceptance, you start solving the crisis. You start handling the crisis. A person who is established in acceptance will be the great CEO, because the happenings will not leave strong engrams, painful memories in him. Person who lives constantly handling life without storing painful memories, painful engrams, will be always successful in the outer world. Very intelligent CEOs I have seen in my life. Very intelligent CEOs. Somehow they have the mental setup of not retaining the painful engrams. The acceptance has become inbuilt tendency in them, whether it is social success or economical success or political success. The acceptance is a inbuilt tendency, because the person who is supposed to have a social success and economical success or political success cannot afford to carry vengeance. It will be too heavy. By the time he raises himself, too many people would have hurt him. If he goes on, keeps the list of the people he need to take revenge, it will be almost the whole world, including his own right hand and left hand. He may need to take revenge on everybody. It's too costly. Too costly. You can't afford. So, only people who is somehow established in acceptance, some reason, sometime due to spiritual lesson, or sometime some lessons taught by parents in the young age or teachers in the young age. If you are established in acceptance, there is a possibility you can become successful in social, political or business fields. Fourth level of handling life, handling happening. Please understand, The fourth level of handling happening is what I call compassion. Compassion is an attitude suddenly expands the size of your logic from matchstick, not just to the crowbar, to the very mountain itself. When a happening happens in front of you, look at it with deep friendliness. With a deep friendliness, the people who are involved in it, the situations which are involved in it, the persons who are responsible for it, look at all of them with a deep friendliness. Try to feel from their shoes. I tell you, this friendliness will empower you with such a extraordinary energy. Please understand. When a happening happens in front of you, when I say happening, unexpected things, if you are resisting, it is called crisis. If you are tolerating, it is called incident. If you are accepting, it is called benefit. If you are compassionate, it is called enlightenment. If you are resisting, you will live and die in hell. If you are tolerating, you will have different entertainments in hell, maybe A-class hell. If you are accepting, you are a successful person in the outer world. If you are radiating friendliness to it, if you are established in compassion and friendliness towards it, suddenly you will see, you will understand the whole thing. You will understand the whole science. Anything you understand becomes part of you. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Knowledge of the cosmos makes you cosmos itself. Knowledge of the life, existence, makes you as life itself. When a happening happens in front of you, either you can push yourself into hell or you can become God. Approach that happening with deep friendliness. Suddenly you will see every person who is involved in the happening, everything which is involved in the happening, every situation which is involved in the happening, they are part of you, you are part of them. When you feel with deep friendliness that you are part of the whole thing, suddenly you know you are the creator of the whole cosmos. You are the creator of the whole cosmos. Maybe I am talking too mystical stuff, too high spiritual stuff. But I tell you, these great truths, when you imbibe, even one step if you go ahead, go up, I think my purpose is done. Even if you move from resistance to tolerance, Or if you are already in the tolerance level, just moving from tolerance to acceptance. If you are already in the acceptance level, moving from acceptance to friendliness. Any one push, I think my Guru Purnima message has worked on you. Even if you do one push, I am happy. Understand? With deep compassion and friendliness, when you look at the whole thing happening, suddenly the power you feel and the ecstasy you feel, the strength you radiate, the joy you stand with,